The difference between good pickleball players and great pickleball players are mistakes. In fact, it's really the difference at every single level of the game. Today, I'm going to show you a fun way to help you minimizing some of those errors you make on the court. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, it's CJ Johnson. This channel is devoted to all things pickleball, so if you're new here, welcome. We talk about gear, instruction, and the fitness that the active player over 50 needs to stay healthy and on the courts longer. If you haven't already done it, hit the subscribe button over here and the bell. That way you'll get a notification when I post a new video every single Saturday. Unfortunately, most of us have a small blind spot when it comes to our mistakes on the pickleball court. This fun game that you can use as a warm-up is going to help you to see some of the areas you may be able to improve. If you aren't sure how to analyze your weaknesses, make sure that you stick around to the end of this video. I'm going to give you a free pickleball inventory sheet to help you do just that. This summer, my friend Carol introduced me to this game that her club uses to help them point out some of their unforced errors. Simply defined, an unforced error is a mistake made on an easy shot in a non-pressure situation. Now, it may be easy to define, but it's not necessarily easy to pinpoint. An unforced error doesn't mean that it's the shot that ends the rally. An example is when your partner hits a dink that's too high and it's attackable. Your opponent goes in for a kill shot that ends up at your feet and you're unable to get the ball back. That's not an unforced error on your part. The unforced error actually came from your partner hitting the ball too high and making it attackable for your opponents. Another example where there is no unforced error is when your opponent simply hits a really great shot for a winner. In this point, everybody is in the right place doing the right things. I just simply hit a good shot behind James to win the point. Each player is going to get one serve. At the end of the point, simply rotate the serve clockwise around the court until all four players have had a chance to serve. Instead of having the server call the score, at the start of the point, each player simply holds their hand up in the air, indicating the number of unforced errors they have to that point. The serve rotates clockwise and play continues. Here's an example of a point that ends with a perfectly placed backhand winner right down the center. No unforced errors. Here's a point with an example of a less obvious unforced error. Lori is going to take away an easy overhead from Cherie. She realizes it after it's over and charges herself with the unforced error. Once all four of you have had a chance to serve, rotate one position on the court clockwise. That way you'll be playing with a different partner. Now, if you'd like to dig a little bit deeper and find out more about your strengths and weaknesses, I've posted a link in the show notes below that'll take you to a free inventory sheet. I use this sheet with my students to help them to understand what they're good at and where they need to improve so they make fewer mistakes out on the pickleball court. If you'd like to minimize some of those mistakes, make sure you click on this drills playlist. It's designed to help you. If you got value from this video, make sure that you give it a thumbs up or share it with your pickleball playing friends, because together we can train smart, live bold, and age well.